Hey there.
Hi, Matthew.
Hang on 1 second. How is this not working? There we go. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, it's so good to be here.
You too.
In a minute.
It's been a while.
Okay. Does everything look okay for my frame here?
Yeah, fine.
Better.
What have you been up to?
Um, it's been kind of crazy. I'm here in Brooklyn. And New York's kind of been going through it again with the whole pandemic stuff. So
Yeah.
laying low and just kind of doing my thing from home. But all is well otherwise.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, how about you? Where are you?
I'm in my apartment.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Where in town are you?
Merriam, Kansas.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, not too far from anybody.
Yeah. Did you have a good holiday?
Yeah. We did Christmas, and then I got everything I wanted, and then after that was my birthday. So then,
Happy belated.
oh, thanks.
What number was it?
I turned 34 this year.
Oh my God, are you serious?
No,
When did we get so old?
I don't know. I guess I guess. Yeah.
I just had my 40th in October. It's
Well,
like
you
where?
were you in Kansas City? Because you were there for Christmas, though.
I was there for no, just right before Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah. I left. I was in Los Angeles with my sister's family and my parents.
gotcha. Okay, here are some questions I have for you. We have
Okay.
a list of them. Got some from Lindsay. Got some from
Oh boy.
yeah.
Okay.
Um. Okay, tell me a little about yourself first.
Okay. So, my name is Matthew Allen. I'm 40 years old. I am living currently in Brooklyn, in New York. I have been here for a total of probably, I'm going to say, maybe 11 or 12 years. I took a little break hiatus and went to Los Angeles for about 8 years. I was born and raised in Kansas. I went to the University of Kansas for my undergrad, which is where I met your lovely sister, who is a dear friend of mine, who happens to be married to one of my best friends from middle school. And that's where I met you, obviously.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I grew up basically with always having a passion for the arts. And I was a very creative kid. And I was always heavily involved in theater and dance and sort of like music. And that kind of took me into a passion and a short career in musical theater and dance. Um, my undergrad, I studied psychology at KU, as I mentioned, and kind of did arts on the side. But I then went to grad school at the University of New York, or New York University, and went to a program at Tisch School of the Arts where I studied musical theater writing and dance. And at that time, kind of started working on the side in beauty. And from there, started auditioning, doing shows, started pursuing more of a life in theater, and did some really cool things with that. Went on a national tour with a Broadway show that took me through the north of Italy and Europe for about a year. And it was one of the best times in my life. It was so much fun. And as soon as I got back to New York from there, I would say I started to transition from theater more into beauty and makeup. And from there, I've kind of gone full throttle and working in the industry in many different capacities in both the East Coast and the West Coast. And it's kind of taken me to where I am now. that's kind of all over the place, but in a nutshell, that's basically what's gotten me here 40 years later.
Okay. So why did you want to become a makeup artist?
um, I don't know. I think for many reasons. I always had a thing for beauty products. I've always been really into skincare. I've really been into like hair care. In college, I worked in salons, and when I was after grad school here in New York City, I worked in some fancy salons on the Upper East Side and the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I don't know. I just think there's something really cool about the transformative power of what beauty can do for someone. I think beauty on a large scale is very open-ended, and I love that. Working in this industry, a really good um, I've had really good exposure to understanding what beauty looks like all over the world in so many different ways, in so many different people, and so many different faces. And I just think that's something universal that everyone can share. And, working in a job where you can, make people feel better about themselves or look better, so to speak, I just think that's like a cool superpower to have. And I've always enjoyed making people feel better, whether it's through entertainment or dance or music. And I feel like beauty was just another way for me to selfishly do what I love to do, but also, make people feel good and look good.
Okay, that was a good one.
What's
um,
that?
it was a good one.
Oh, thanks.
Um, do you have any like strengths in anything in makeup? What's your favorite strength in makeup?
Yeah, that's a good question. So here's the thing with makeup, it's kind of like cooking, we'll take for example, or maybe like music. You're really involved with music these days. The music at the whole is like very worldly. There's so many kinds of music, right? I kind of feel like makeup or cooking or food is a similar thing. There's so many different styles, varieties, flavors, things like that. For me, I would say it's taken me a while to really figure out like where I shine in this industry and like what I do really well and what really makes me feel good and makes my work look good. And I would say that's really taking what we would consider like natural beauty and elevating personalized natural beauty to a whole new level. So instead of trying to create an aesthetic and beauty that's like, here's this beautiful face and this beautiful person, and I'm going to make you look like this. Um, that's not really my approach with makeup or beauty. I really like to look at someone's face and its unique beauty and kind of work with what's already working for that person. So maybe beautiful cheekbones, maybe really nice lips, maybe gorgeous eyes. I think there's always something on the face that you can really work with. And I kind of like to make my approach all about that and just kind of making everything else look really nice to support that one beautiful feature about the unique face that I'm working on.
That's good to know. I mean, people, I guess, dealing with the same, trying to, I don't know.
Yeah, I think sometimes we kind of get lost in like this idea of like cookie cutter beauty, especially now in the industry. We see these really beautiful people who have really achieved this like high aesthetic of what beauty kind of is in the digital world and the social world. And don't get me wrong, like they look great. These are all people I follow and look at and admire as well. But I also think there's something really honest about everyday beauty and practical beauty and ageless beauty, and really understanding what beauty means to everyone at wherever they are in their life, how they look, how they feel, their age, all of that. And that's really like where I feel like I belong in this industry.
Have you worked with anybody famous in Kansas City or in Los
Huh?
Angeles? I mean, in Kansas City or Los Angeles.
Yeah, like I've been doing this for a long time. So I've had the opportunity of working with tons of famous people. I really like it. I would say my exposure when I was in Los Angeles was much better with that, just because I was doing all the major award shows. So like the Grammys, the Emmys, the Oscars, the People's Choice Awards, the the entertainment awards, everything with NBC and ABC. So it was really more like working like in the moment where it's like very glamorous, red carpet, like all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I love that so much. It's like the Super Bowl to me. Like I love award season. I love that kind of fashion and I love that kind of beauty. So in LA, I would say my opportunities were much better. And I also worked in retail beauty for a while, where I worked in, education and training for a very big beauty brand. And, we would have famous people come in and shop all the time. And luckily I was fortunate enough to kind of sit down and work with them in a personalized way that really kind of gave me some cool exposure to some further opportunities that were really awesome in LA. Once I came back to New York City, I kind of started working in a different capacity where I was a part of a very small artistry team that worked on a national level. But because I was based out of New York, I did more of the events that happened in New York, which tend to be a bit more fashion based and runway and, for like pictures and magazines and stuff. It's not so much for events. So the answer is yes, but I would say in New York, you get to work with like some really famous, beautiful models. And in LA, it's more about like TV, movies, and stuff like that.
Did you have a favorite person you like to work on?
Yeah, a ton actually. I mean, every time I get the opportunity to work with someone like really great, there's always like something cool that I take from it. But here's the thing, I always want to be professional first and foremost. So like that little Kansas City kid inside of me that's like, whoa, this is so cool. Like I get to work with so-and-so. I got to kind of tame that down and make sure, I'm doing my job. I want to be good at my job and make sure that, I'm doing the job I'm asked to do. But I will say, for a quick story, I had two opportunities to work with Olivia Newton-John. And the first time was good, but I was very shy. I was very timid. I was totally overwhelmed because this is someone who I like adored.
Yeah.
And it just really caught me off guard and it happened so fast. But the second time I got to spend some quality time with her, I taught her how to do her eyebrows in a different way that she had never done before. And it was just like a really cool, special moment. But I've had some really cool opportunities with her, Reese Witherspoon. One of my first big jobs when I got to LA was working with Kesha, the pop star, and got some cool opportunities with her. It's kind of been all over the place, but I've been very fortunate.
Did you do anybody in Kansas City at all?
Yeah, Kansas City, when I do a lot of work there, it's more bridal, I would say. I'm there for a lot of bridal stuff and weddings. I don't know.
My sister, but that's mostly.
Yeah, yes, I definitely did. She was one of my first. She was so sweet to let me do that. But yes, I did definitely. I'm hoping that further down the road they're going to renew their vows and they're going to have another kind of fancy wedding, and that's when we'll really like go for it again. But yes, I did do Lindsay's.
So do you have any hidden talents besides makeup?
Well, I love to dance. I love to sing. I love theater. I love to cook. I'm a good whistler. I like to, like pretty much all those things. I would say probably my talent would be like from, my background in theater, but I'm like a karaoke king and I love to karaoke, and I will be the first one up singing and the last one closing down the night. I love to karaoke. So probably I would say that.
Is there a lot of bars in New York that are karaoke? So
Yeah, but oddly enough, like these are a big thing in LA for sure. But here we have them too. But it's more like you go to these like karaoke places where you can like rent out a private room and you get your own little room with your own TV, two microphones, your own books. So you kind of have full control over what you want to sing, when you want to sing it, who's in there with you, all that. And I like that because I like to go like for hours. But if it's like at a bar, sometimes it's a little more difficult because you got to wait forever. And then God forbid someone sings your song. and then you got to go soon after, and you're singing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fun when you're like with a huge group and you kind of just want to like have a good time. But I like the ones that have like private rooms.
What's your like? What is the most like important makeup thing you should have in whatever your whole you need? I guess
Okay.
this one.
This is a loaded question. So I'll say this. I think when I get asked this question a lot, it's usually coming from women who say, like, either what's your favorite product or like, what's the one thing I have to have? And I say, regardless of like what I think is good or what I like or what brands I'm currently loving or using or working with, whatever, I say every gal needs a really good concealer and or corrector, a really good lip product. So something with a little texture, maybe like a little, like a gloss, like a tinted lip balm or something that's gonna hydrate and add just like a little color on the lips, and mascara. And I think regardless, the rest is all to, add to the basics. But, usually when you have those three elements hit on the face, there's nice balance and you're always going to look fresh. It's easy, it's quick, and it's three things everyone can afford and use. But if we're talking about like all inclusive beauty and we're talking about for everyone, men included, all ages, all genders, all that stuff, I would say skincare is the most important thing. And I'm a firm believer that beautiful makeup always starts with beautiful skin. So if you get the skin looking really good with your daily products, but then also before you apply makeup, so like how you prep the skin and how you treat the skin, the makeup's going to look really good no matter what.
What
So I
do
would
you,
say skincare.
what do you use?
I'm kind of all over the place, but I kind of dabble in everything. But I will say this: what I use that works really well for me is a gentle cleanser daily. I use a pretty aggressive exfoliant. So I use something daily in the shower or some sort of like peel pad that I use after the shower that kind of helps unclog my pores. It kind of takes off that top layer of texture, and it really just keeps your skin looking fresh and even in its texture and its clarity. So I use a good cleanser, I use a great exfoliator, I use a hydrating serum, but sometimes I alternate between a serum and a beauty oil. And I'm currently using a rose hip beauty oil that I'm wild about. It's natural, it's very hydrating, it's very healing. It's got a lot of vitamin E in it, and it just really is good for my skin because my skin is very dry and it's very cold, and it's just been a mess lately. But so that, and then just a moisturizer. And I like something that's very creamy, very rich, and very nourishing. Currently, I'm using La Mer, but I was lucky enough to be given that for my birthday. So normally it's just something very creamy and rich.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Ooh, on top of the world, baby. No, I'm just kidding. You know, this has been a really crazy 2 years, obviously for everyone, but for me too. I've really spent a lot of time figuring out, what it is that makes me really happy, what it is I want to do, and like where I see myself being successful. And, I really see myself kind of going out on my own from here and kind of celebrating my approach to beauty and making myself more accessible in a digital and personalized way to kind of focus on beauty in a personalized, natural way. So I'd like to work towards having my own brand, my own shop, my own YouTube channel, and just kind of really putting a more personalized approach on what I have to say about beauty and what I hope to share about beauty.
I like that.
Thanks.
Let's see what ones you wrote on there. She wrote a lot. But I'm gonna pick something out.
But I hope to have a family. I hope to have a home. I hope to have a place on the East Coast and the West Coast and in Kansas. And I just hope to be healthy, happy with my family, with my friends, all of those things.
So if somebody made a mistake on what to put on their face, what would you do? But is there a different thing you can hide it?
Yeah, be a little more specific. I feel like you have a good question here, and I want to make sure I understand.
Let me find it on here. I don't know what ones you wrote on here.
Are we talking like a blemish?
Yeah, or something, just something. If you don't, I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, here's the thing. Uh, here's the thing. For me, makeup is all about balance and contrast. And I happen to really like contrast in everyday life, but especially in makeup. And what I mean by that is like I like to see conflicting textures, colors. I like to see balance, but I like to see juxtaposition. So I like to see shimmery eyes with a matte lip, or I like to see a really glossy, bright, bold lip with a very soft, natural matte eye. If we're going to go very glowy and dewy and radiant on the skin, then I like to kind of take everything else down. So it really tells a story. Or that when your eye or anyone's eye happens to look at my work or work that I think is, pleasing to the eye, I think it needs to tell a story and obviously have a point of view, but also kind of make sense. So I don't like to see overwhelming makeup on little teeny tiny eyes. When I don't like to see soft, delicate makeup on big, huge, beautiful eyes. So the contrast, the juxtaposition, all that stuff. But I say work with what you got. I've worked with women before who feel very self-conscious about the size of their lips, or they feel very self-conscious about the shape of their face, and they want to enhance their cheek, or they want to play down their lips, or they don't like the shape of their eyes, so they want to do their liner a certain way that's going to either enhance or maybe alter the shape of their eyes. And that's all fine. And I'm happy to educate on how to do that and teach on how to execute that. But I think it's about making smart choices and working with what you got. So if you have big, beautiful lips, celebrate that, work with that, learn how to use your makeup to support that. If you want to enhance the shape of your cheeks, then, always understand how you can have the proper tools and the proper products to do that, but also understand, what else you can do to your face when you don't have the time to do that, or when you still want to feel good about yourself and look good, but maybe don't want to do all that. So it's about finding the balance, but also, having the abilities to do it.
Did you ever think of wanting to make your own makeup?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Definitely. I'd like to really establish like what my approach is on beauty and, what it is I'm offering with beauty. But ultimately, yes. Yes. And the reason why is because, I was lucky enough to really have great education and training when it comes to product. And I'm really into like the chemistry behind product and why product is good. Like not just saying, oh, so and so wears it or so and so uses it, so that's got to be good.
Yeah.
I like to feel why it's good. I like to experience why it's good. I like to have my own reason as to why I think it's good. So because I've had, great exposure, I worked with Sephora for 9 years, and Sephora has so many products, and the training with Sephora is great. And for me, I was like a sponge. I wanted to know more. What makes this formula? How did you get this color? What makes this texture? What is in this product? All that stuff. So I feel like when it's time to create my own products, it's really going to come from a genuine place where I feel like I put in the time, the work, and I really put my stamp on why I think this product is good. So I definitely want to do it. I know it's going to take me some time to create what I know will be beautiful, beautiful product.
So what's your favorite event you went to? That
Fashion week, fashion week for sure. The award shows are fun, and it's always like crazy work. And when you do the Oscars and the Emmys and the Golden Globes and the People's Choice, it's like fast, crazy work. And then it's cool. And they're popping champagne and there's food and you watch the show and it's so cool. You watch the red carpet. That's all fun. I love that. But I mean, Fashion Week in New York City, there's nothing like it. It's just the energy, the models, the hair, the fashion, working with the designers. It's so intense. It's like the craziest week of your life ever, but it's just magical. I love Fashion Week.
are they doing one this year?
Uh, Man, I don't know. I would assume that they will do one next fall, but it's been a really tough go these past couple of years. They've tried. They've done some very innovative work with like outdoor fashion and COVID safe fashion shows and stuff like that, but it's just not the same, unfortunately.
No,
But I'm confident it will be again.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I mean, I think there was uh they had a show or a big event, but they did it private this year.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the shows still did stuff. It's just not to like the extent that it should be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, do you have a favorite like the big awards, like the music awards? What's your favorite music award you did?
Well, that's a good question because it really depends. Like, the all the award shows kind of give off like a different vibe,
Yeah.
right? So like for the Oscars, we would be at a very fancy hotel in Beverly Hills, and it's very glamorous. The gowns are very elegant, the hair is very glamorous. And so, the approach and the beauty and the glam needs to be very appropriate to what she's wearing and who she's standing next to, and just a lot of things to consider. So I love that because that's really my approach. Like I really like to do like very glamorous, beautiful makeup. But sometimes the things like the Latin Grammy Awards are always hosted in Las Vegas, and that would always be fun because you can be a little more fun with the makeup. It's a little sexier clothing. It's a little more of like a edgier vibe. Those are fun. The Golden Globes are fun because you can have a little more fun. They're a little more relaxed on the fashion, so you can kind of take a little more risk in the beauty. But for me, it's Oscars for sure. Oscars and then probably Golden Globes. And then it would be like a dream of mine to one day do the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I would love to do that because I think that makeup and the hair and those women are just incredible. And I would love to do makeup for that one day. That kind of aesthetic is makeup I really like. I like when the makeup is fresh and soft and bronzed, beachy, but also very, glowy and glamorous.
Didn't you do something when Project Runway was in town?
No, no, but I remember when they had that going on. I think I was in, I think that was a while ago, wasn't it?
That was years ago.
Yeah, I think I hadn't gone quite. Yeah, I think I was still in New York at that time. But I think Lindsay did, right?
Yeah, Lindsay did, and then I think Julie too.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I think I'd actually just come to New York. So no, unfortunately, I don't think I was even working in beauty yet by then. Not like this. Yeah.
Just thinking.
Yeah. That was cool though. Julie did really well.
Yeah. I think she was trying to get on Project Runway at one point with
Hmm.
and get in or
And I
something.
think they brought in a designer who was kind of giving them feedback or kind of like judging, and he really liked her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Well, yeah, those are most of the questions I had for you.
Okay. Well, this was fun.
Yeah,
So, like, where do you post this? What do you do with these?
put it on YouTube
Oh, cool.
or Facebook or whatever.
Well, I'm great with like editing and chopping up stuff. So send me the file and I'd be happy to cut it up for you so it, looks a little more cohesive. And
Oh, thanks.
yeah, send it on over to my email.
Okay.
Well, I hope I get to see you. I should be in town maybe late April or beginning of May. So maybe we can all get together and hang with those little cuties of yours, those cute little
Oh,
nephews.
yeah. Well, it's Griffin's birthday around the corners. It's only next weekend.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'll remember to send him a little message.
Turning 3 now.
What's that?
Yeah, he's turning 3.
Oh my God, that kid is such a character.
He's obsessed with music as me, so there you go.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Okay.
All right, Daniel, it was so good to catch up with you. Thank you for this opportunity. This was
Oh,
a
you're
lot of fun.
welcome. You're
I'm
welcome.
very flattered that you asked me. So thank you for this.
Well, I had so many interviews this week, but nobody really, only got maybe one in, but the other people just kind of flopped out. So it's like, I forget this,
Well, I'm glad it worked out.
losing my time with other people. So I said, okay, well, maybe I can talk to other people.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know, and I'll send this back over to you if you want
Yeah,
to.
please do. I'll text you my email right now.
Okay.
All right, buddy. You take care, okay?
You too.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye.